Hello everyone, if you're watching this video, you probably had a D3S bulb go bad on you and you're wondering if you can replace it yourself. Quick answer is yes, and you need very few tools to do so. So I want to walk you through it, how you can do this in about 10 minutes. I'll sell it for about an hour, because the first time I did it, it took me about an hour. But this is the second time through, and this is the bulb that I'm replacing. So it's a DS or a D3S Osram. And just went on Amazon and got a 2-pack for $30 instead of paying $100 and some for this single bulb. So quick note, I do want to note up front that it's actually better to buy both bulbs, because what I did is I came to this side, driver's side, I replaced the bulb, and then a year or two later, this one went bad, and now I have to replace them both because they do last longer than a normal bulb, but it's better to replace them both at the same time. Same concept follows with any bulb, because we actually driving at night and our headlights went out completely, and they would turn back on periodically and then they would turn back off. And basically, from my understanding, that's the ballast is either overheating or I'm not sure, but it takes more energy to run these HID bulbs when it's going bad, from my understanding. So without getting too technical, it's better to replace them both up front, because you could be without headlights if you just do one. Another one might fail shortly behind it. So without further ado, let's jump into the installation. I'll start off on the passenger side. So first things first, people say to unbolt the ECU. If you have a Summit like we do, this is a 2014, you can simply clip this off. So you push this clip in and then pull up at the same time. And I'm not sure I can do this with one hand, but you guys get the idea. So push this in, pull up, ECU comes off, and then you can kind of tuck it to the side over here. Gives you a little bit more space, because the place that we're trying to get to is actually right down in here. So my finger's on the cap itself, and that's a quarter turn. You pull that cap off, and then once you get to the light bulb itself, I'm actually going to show you with the light bulb in my hand, because it's easier to show this on camera outside of the enclosure. But there's a black band around the headlight, and essentially it's the same concept as when you twist out a light bulb, except this time, instead of the light bulb twisting, it's actually the piece around it. So you're going to feel a tab right here, and you're going to feel a tab right here, and they're actually kind of perpendicular or angled from each other. So one will be up high and one will be down low. And what you do is you take the low side and push it up, or you push the high side and push it down, and you're going the opposite way of whatever it's registered at. So I hope that makes sense, but you're not twisting the light bulb. So first you do that, it's a quarter turn, if that, and then that loosens the light bulb so that you can pull it out, because it's no longer retained on this front ring here. So once you do that, then the plug at the bottom is fairly straightforward. You just push on the top and then pull it out, and you can actually get the light bulb outside of the enclosure, so you have a little bit more room to do that, and maybe get 2 hands in there to hold the light bulb and then grab the plug. That's what I found is easiest. And then as soon as you do that, you can go to the other side. Now the driver's side is a little bit more involved, but still very simple. So this is with the air box removed, and if you look, I can show you how the cap comes off. This one's actually off already, just to show what it looks like in there. And I'll see if I can get a light so you guys can get a better view. But there's the light bulb installed. That's a new light bulb. I don't even know if the bulb is the correct term when it's HID, but here's the cap. I'll install it for you guys so you can see. So you get aligned, and it's just a quarter turn, and it's tightened. So reverse order, just follow with me, I guess, in reverse here if you're taking this all off. But essentially the air box comes off first, and it's held on by these little rivets at the bottom. And all this is a push, kind of a push-pull. It's a friction fit, so no fasteners to actually undo there. But one thing to note is that there is a grommet up top, one of these little green guys that you have to pull out of the trim. I can't do this one hand, so let me just fast forward quick. All right, so I just put in the bottom end of the air box. There's 2 grommets here that you have to push over, and then this line actually has another kind of just a push-in fitting. You pull it out, same way it goes in, and then right here, you can't see it, but the actual intake itself has a little green stem that you can push up on, pull up carefully so that you can reinsert it. And then that's how you get it out, that's how you get it in. Same concept, just reversed. Now the top of the air box, obviously I want to put the air filter in, and then I'll button it all up. So very simple to get the air box out, and just for those of you that maybe have never even taken the air box off, in the top part of it, if you're doing this for maintenance, you don't need to, but if you're doing this to get it out of the way, I just recommend taking it off. It's just a flathead screwdriver or a 10mm socket, and this fits down in there. And then once it's in, there's little clips on each side that you just push away, and then that comes off, pull it towards you, and then off it comes. You just have to watch the vent line right here to make sure if it does come off that you put it back on, because these do not have clamps on them. So in short, that's how you do the replacement. It's fairly straightforward and easy. The hardest part is actually the light bulb itself, is understanding that the clips are on opposite sides and kind of diagonal of each other, and then you just twist them so they're in the opposite place, pull it out. And when you put it back in, you just have to guide it in and be very careful and gentle. I do recommend wearing gloves. I wore gloves when I put the new ones in, but not for demonstration purposes. So hopefully this helped you out and can save you lots of money.